Welcome to tonight's program and happy Naw-Ruz. Happy springtime to everyone. I'm here at the Isabel Gardner Museum surrounded by flowers, and it feels like springtime here. Soon it'll be with all of us in Canada. Tonight's program has music and writings, poetry, and even a special guest at the very end of the night. Clark is here to share a little bit more about Naw-Ruz. Happy Naw-Ruz.
Praise be thou, O my God, that thou hast ordained Naw-Ruz as a festival unto those who have observed the fast for love of thee, and abstained from all that is abhorrent unto thee. Grant, O my Lord, that the fire of thy love and the heat produced by the fast enjoined by thee may inflame them in thy cause, and make them to be occupied with thy praise and with remembrance of thee. Since thou hast adorned them, O my Lord, with the ornament of the fast prescribed by thee, do thou adorn them also with the ornament of thine acceptance, through thy grace and bountiful favor. For the doings of men are all dependent upon thy good pleasure, and are conditioned by thy behest. Shouldst thou regard him who hath broken the fast as one who hath observed it, such a man would be reckoned among them who from eternity had been keeping the fast. And shouldest thou decree that he who hath observed the fast hath broken it, that person would be numbered with such as have caused the robe of thy revelation to be stained with dust, and been far removed from the crystal waters of his loving fountain. Thou art he through whom the ensign, praiseworthy art thou in thy works, hath been lifted up, and the standard, obeyed art thou in thy behest, hath been unfurled. Make known this thy station, O my God, unto thy servants, that they may be made aware that the excellence of all things is dependent upon thy bidding and thy word, and the virtue of every act is conditioned by thy leave and the good pleasure of thy will, and may recognize that the reins of men's doings are within the grasp of thine acceptance and thy commandment. Make this known unto them, that nothing whatsoever may shut them out from thy beauty, in these days whereon the Christ exclaimeth, All dominion is thine, O thou the begetter of the Spirit, and thy friend crieth out, Glory be to thee, O thou the best beloved, for that thou hast uncovered thy beauty, and written down for thy chosen ones what will cause them to attain unto the seat of the revelation of thy most great name, through which all the peoples have lamented, except such as have detached themselves from all else except thee, and set themselves towards him who is the revealer of thyself and the manifestation of thine attributes. He who is thy branch, and all thy company, O my Lord, have broken this day their fast, after having observed it within the precincts of thy court, and in their eagerness to please thee. Do what thou ordain for him, and for them, and for all such as have entered thy presence, in those days all the good thou didst destine in thy book. Supply them then with that which will profit them in both this life and in the life beyond. Thou in truth art the all-knowing, the all-wise. Baha'u'llah.
Ey mənim Allahım, ey mənim Allahım, sənə xidmət edənlərin qəlblərini birləşdir və öz ali məqsədini onlara aşkar eylə. Qoy onlar sənin hökmlərinə riayət etsinlər və sənin qanununu yerinə yetirsinlər. Ey Allah, cəhdlərində onlara kömək eylə və sənə xidmət etmək üçün onlara qüvvət bağışla, ey Allah. Onları öz başına buraxma, onların qədəmlərini öz hikmət nurunla istiqamətləndir və qəlblərini sənin məhəbbətinlə sevindir. Həqiqətən, sənsən onların köməyi, sənsən onların Mövlası. Baha'u'llah.
I love these Persian horsemen going around and around. It reminds me of something. It reminds me of how the sun goes around the earth and how at a particular time it doesn't stop, but it comes right over top of the equator. And at that point, night and day are equal and dark and light are equal. It's called the spring equinox. And it's a very special time for Baha'is and for many people around the world because of that fact that it's actually the end of the winter and the beginning of spring. The Baha'is call it Naw-Ruz, which is a Persian word which means New Year. And what's interesting is that for thousands of years, people prayed at this time of the year because they were afraid that if God didn't intervene, the sun might not come back. And then there would be no summer and there would be no harvest. But in the last couple of hundred years, we've thought more scientifically about these things, and it was more of an astronomical event. It was more of a scientific thing. But that's what's so interesting is now we have this great new world religion, which for the first time in history sees both science and religion as fundamental, indispensable ways to come to the truth. It's a very, very important thing because now we can see that Naw-Ruz, this new year, is not only the start of a spiritual springtime, but a physical springtime. It's two things at once. And that's pretty wonderful. And it's the start of the Baha'i calendar. The Baha'i calendar, some of you may know, is quite new, and it's composed of 19 months of 19 days each. Now, just as spring kind of sneaks up on you sometimes, sometimes you can't even tell when it's coming. The use of this calendar, likewise, is just beginning in the world. Wherever there are Baha'is, they're starting to use this calendar, and we do think that eventually the world will adopt this calendar. And what's wonderful about that is that our whole civilization will begin to be reshaped by this reordering of months and days. So for example, already people are realizing that perhaps a shorter work week would be better for humanity, better for our mental health and so on, for our families. Well, what would happen with shorter months? And what would happen as well if we're reminded constantly of the attributes of God which these months are named after? Things like glory and mercy and perfection, these wonderful things that we, and particularly our children, are encouraged to live up to. So that's Naw-Ruz. It's a holiday for the whole world because it happens for the whole world. Spring happens for the whole world in the northern hemisphere. In the southern hemisphere, it's harvest time, an equally significant time. So that's Naw-Ruz. We're so glad you could all be here, and we hope you have a wonderful spiritual springtime this evening. Thanks.
Every time a manifestation of God appears through the power of the Holy Spirit, the world is renewed and a new cycle is founded. The body of the world of humanity puts on a new garment. It can be compared to the spring. Whenever it comes, the world passes from one condition to another. Through the advent of this season of spring, the black earth and the fields and wildernesses will become verdant and blooming, and all sorts of flowers and sweet-scented herbs will grow. The trees will have new life, and new fruits will appear, and a new cycle is founded.
Make us as waves of the flowers of the garden, united and green, through the bounties of thy love, make us as waves of the sea, as flowers of the garden, united and green, through the bounties of thy love. Make all mankind as stars, shining from the same light of glory, as perfect fruit, growing upon thy tree of life. Make us as waves of the sea, flowers of the garden, united and green, through the bounties of thy love, make us as waves of the sea, as flowers of the garden, united and green, through the bounties of thy love.
Know thou of a certainty that love is the secret of God's holy dispensation, the manifestation of the All-Merciful, the fountain of spiritual outpourings. Love is heaven's kindly light, the Holy Spirit's eternal breath that vivifieth the human soul. Love is the cause of God's revelation unto man, the vital bond inherent, in accordance with divine creation, in the realities of things. Love is the one means that ensureth true felicity, both in this world and the next. Love is the light that guideth in darkness, the living link that uniteth God with man, that assureth the progress of every illumined soul. Love is the most great law that ruleth this mighty and heavenly cycle, the unique power that bindeth together the diverse elements of this material world, the supreme magnetic force that directeth the movements of the spheres in the heavenly realms. Love revealeth with unfailing and limitless power the mysteries latent in the universe. Love is a spirit of life unto the adorned body of mankind, the establisher of true civilization in this mortal world, and the shedder of imperishable glory upon every high-aiming race and nation. Abdu'l-Baha.
Naw-Ruz, Song of the Dove. Golden dawn lights the gloom of those asleep, whose hearts, sheathed in ice, slowly melt and weep. Unchained as mountain rivers, warm winds blow, forgotten the frost, forgotten the snow. Seedlings uncurl seeking the newborn sun, trees fill with birdsong, the sparkling brooks run. Nature and the weary souls of mankind wake to healing, wonder, a new day find. Hear the herald's trumpet blast, his call raised, echoing afar, enkindled souls blaze. Hand in hand gather, no longer confused, sing out, joyous New Year, welcome Naw-Ruz. Who is this dawn, heralding a new day, to those winters slept and those lost of way? In woodlands, in the villages and towns, desert, on sea, in the cities are found. Seekers, believers who slumbered now rise to hear his call, to see with their own eyes. One world, coos the dove, warbling in the tree, God's gift for this day, his world unity. Its clarion calls has tumbled the walls, mortared by hatred where innocent falls, where crowned injustice brings war, blights the night. The warbling dove of the dawn brings light. The dove's sweet call to those who below wait, climb the white hill wherein there lies the gate. She flies and roosts above Carmel's fair shore, on that white hill above the ocean's roar, where roses planted in the desert bloom, their prayers and ardor fragrantly loom. Oh, wonder at the mighty throng below, all races mingle, happy voices flow. Off song-fed lips, these smiling lovers' hearts walk up the sweet hill, long never to part. Together, we are children of one earth. Naw-Ruz brings springtime and mankind's rebirth. One world, proclaims the dove, one world for all. Peace and unity, its clarion call. Risen by dawn's sun, gardeners will tend, hear nightingale's rapture and message send. Friends, can you hear a song lingering near? Song of the dove, wishing Happy New Year.
What a power is love! It is the most wonderful, the greatest of all living powers. Love gives life to the lifeless. Love lights a flame in the heart that is cold. Love brings hope to the hopeless and gladdens the heart of the sorrowful. In the world of existence, there is indeed no greater power than the power of love. When the heart of man is aglow with the flame of love, he is ready to sacrifice all, even his life. In the Gospel, it is said, God is love. Abdu'l-Baha.
O Son of Being, Love me that I may love thee. If thou lovest me not, my love can in no wise reach thee. Know this, O servant.
Happy Naw-Ruz, you wish me back. Happy Naw-Ruz, happy Naw-Ruz, everyone, 'cause it's Naw-Ruz. This is Naw-Ruz. This is Naw-Ruz.
O children of men, know ye not why we created you all from the same dust, that no one should exalt himself over the other? Ponder at all times in your hearts how ye were created. Since we have created you all from one same substance, it is incumbent on you to be even as one soul, to walk with the same feet, eat with the same mouth, and dwell in the same land, that from your inmost being, by your deeds and actions, the signs of oneness and the essence of detachment may be made manifest. Such is my counsel to you, O concourse of light. Heed ye this counsel, that ye may obtain the fruits of holiness from the tree of wondrous glory.
Where there is love, nothing is too much trouble, and there is always time. Abdu'l-Baha.
Religion should unite all hearts and cause wars and disputes to vanish from the face of the earth. It should give birth to spirituality and bring light and life to every soul. If religion becomes a cause of dislike, hatred, and division, it would be better to be without it. Any religion which is not a cause of love and unity is no religion.
Service to humanity is service to God. Let the love and the light of the kingdom radiate through you, until all who look upon you shall be illumined by its reflection. Be as stars, brilliant and sparkling in the loftiness of their heavenly station.
We ask God to endow human souls with justice, so that they may be fair and may strive to provide for the comfort of all, that each member of humanity may pass his life in the utmost comfort and welfare. Then this material world will become the very paradise of the kingdom this elemental earth will be, and a heavenly state, and all the servants of God will live in the utmost joy, happiness, and gladness. We must all strive and concentrate all our thoughts in order that such happiness may accrue in the world of humanity. Abdul-Baha.
Man is under all conditions immersed in a sea of God's blessings. Therefore, be thou not hopeless under any circumstances, but rather be firm in thy hope.
It is your duty to be exceedingly kind to every human being, until ye change the world of man into the world of God.
When a thought of war comes, oppose it by a stronger thought of peace. A thought of hatred must be destroyed by a more powerful thought of love. Abdul-Baha.
When a man turns his face to God, he finds sunshine everywhere.
Do not be content with showing friendship in words alone. Let your heart burn with loving kindness for all who may cross your path.
Be generous in prosperity and thankful in adversity. Be worthy of the trust of thy neighbor, and look upon him with a bright and friendly face. Be a treasure to the poor, an admonisher to the rich, an answerer of the cry of the needy, a preserver of the sanctity of thy pledge. Be fair in thy judgment and guarded in thy speech. Be unjust to no man, and show all meekness to all men. Be as a lamp unto them that walk in darkness, a joy to the sorrowful, a sea for the thirsty, a haven for the distressed, an upholder and defender of the victim of oppression. Let integrity and uprightness distinguish all thine acts. Be a home for the stranger, a balm to the suffering, a tower of strength for the fugitive. Be eyes to the blind, and a guiding light unto the feet of the erring. Be an ornament to the countenance of truth, a crown to the brow of fidelity, a pillar of the temple of righteousness, a breath of life to the body of mankind, an ensign of the hosts of justice, a luminary above the horizon of virtue, a dew to the soil of the human heart, an ark on the ocean of knowledge, a sun in the heaven of bounty, a gem on the diadem of wisdom, a shining light in the firmament of thy generation, a fruit upon the tree of humility.
O Son of Spirit, the best beloved of all things in my sight is justice. Turn not away therefrom if thou desirest me, and neglect it not, that I may confide in thee. By its aid thou shalt see with thine own eyes, and not through the eyes of others, and shalt know of thine own knowledge, and not through the knowledge of thy neighbor. Ponder this in thy heart, how it behooveth thee to be. Verily justice is my gift to thee, and the sign of my loving kindness. Set it then before thine eyes.
Avik, no be gragich mi husa mora gragich umichanirian agmogarach sa ruilost. Ovik no mega gragich miach an gragich mi husa mora gragich umichanirian agmogarach sa rinost. Ovik no bega gragich miach an gragich mi husa mora gragich umichanirian agmogarach sa rinost. Ovik no mea gragich miach an gragich mi husa mora gragich humichanirian agmogarach sa rinost. Tuyakshin ahervisik.
God has created his servants in order that they may love and associate with each other. He has revealed the glorious splendor of his Son of Love in the world of humanity. The cause of the creation of the phenomenal world is love. Abdul Baha.
Oh God, guide me, protect me. Make of me a shining lamp and a brilliant star. Thou art the mighty and the powerful.
O God, guide me, protect me. Make of me a shining lamp and a brilliant star. Thou art the mighty and the powerful.
Oh God, guide me, protect me. Illumine the map of my heart. Make me a brilliant star. Thou art the mighty and powerful.
In Japan, Afghanistan, Peru, and Zanzibar, with bongos and marimbas, banjos and guitars, people are singing. Haven't you heard? A new day is dawning. We have brand new words. The world is but one country. We're learning this today, and all mankind is citizens. These words will show the way for all of us to fully learn our talents and worth, so we can build a new world order here on earth. We have all been likened to leaves upon one tree, flowers in one garden, waves upon one sea, brilliant shining stars, radiant candles, rays of light, birds singing in the garden day and night. Make the nations one, let religions all agree. Be occupied with service to all humanity. Nothing less than unity can satisfy our minds. So tell the world about the oneness of mankind. In Japan, Afghanistan, Peru, and Zanzibar, with bongos and marimbas, banjos and guitars, people are singing. Haven't you heard? A new day is dawning. We have
Well, that was just about the perfect ending, don't you think? That was a wonderful, wonderful program. You know, I was a little worried it was too long, but I was totally captivated. What a wonderful program. And thanks so much to the people that put it together. It was just beautiful. And even just watching those kids at the end when we couldn't hear them, even that was special. But I was just thinking how wonderful it is as the sun is going around the earth. That's what I'm imagining, the sun going around the earth. That's where I'm at. But as it goes around, you know, and sunsets falling, these lights are coming on all around the globe. You know, Baha'is everywhere are all celebrating this wonderful night at the same time for them. So the whole globe has got these spots of light all over the place, and it's all Naw-Ruz everywhere. So it's really wonderful. So thanks everybody. That was really great. Mary?
Well, I mean, I wanted to just share too, another really wonderful reason for celebration is how Hamilton gets to join all of these communities around the world as the House of Justice calls for these conferences to sweep the globe. So these conferences, which we all know are open to everybody and really aim to bring together the well-wishers of humanity to consult about how we work together with our friends and neighbors to channel and promote unity and service to everybody. So it's pretty amazing that our own local spiritual assembly is busily planning these 2 conferences for our area. And as more information is available with venues and dates, that'll be shared. So stay tuned to the newsletter and to messages from our own local spiritual assembly.